If I'm a bully to her, then so be it. If I don't like you, I can bully you.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Ezinne Williams. How are you all doing? Hope you guys are good. Hope you guys are fine. If you're new to this channel, kindly click on the subscription button, click on the notification bell to let you know whenever I post any new video. Okay, Real Housewives of Lagos, the 11th episode just dropped, and I'm here with hot gist. Yes, so because this episode was fire, it was brimstone, it was raining. What? Go and take cover, because what is that? Let's start with the first scene. That has got to be I don't even know what to call it, because it was something else. The whole double date with Polo, Iyabo, and SODK and Chioma. See, now SODK is now Chioma's boyfriend. Hey, wonder shall never end in Nigeria. What happened to what happened to her broad boyfriend? What happened to the guy that was, so it was, oh my goodness. See, I don't know how much Chioma paid this guy, to act like her boyfriend, but I think she doesn't pay him enough, because the acting wasn't there. Because how can Chioma tell us, that this boy is her boyfriend, but she doesn't even know any of his movies? Like, how possible is that? And the fact that Iyabo was asking Eso, what do you do? What movies have you featured in? And had the poor guy explain himself, how much we're in collective, because of whatever. And Iyabo pretending that she doesn't know who SODK is. And I'm like, me said that it's not really, I'm not even dating him, but I know his movies. Like, why is Iyabo acting like that? Like, Iyabo is acting so fake. Honestly, this whole fake bougie, fake, I don't know this, because I'm premium, because I'm dating Polo, in the bin, because Iyabo this season has fallen off. I'm not going to lie. And as if that wasn't bad enough, remember how after last week, Iyabo was like, the production, they are always doing her dirty, they are always doing cut and join. Production has even been saving this Iyabo. Did you guys see the subtitles? When, they moved from that scene to, where Laura discovered that she was pregnant. Oh my goodness. I'm going to be showing you guys this on the screen. You could see that they were talking about Fate. They even tried to say that Fate was trying to snatch Paul from Iyabo. Hey, and that it was Dr. Rommel that gave them the gist. Oh my goodness. See, I can't wait for the reunion. I can't wait so that Dr. Rommel would open his mouth and say that. So all these fights that Iyabo has been fighting Fate and all that, I thought it was just because of, Chioma. Now I've come to realize it's because of, a gossip that another woman like Fate is going to snatch her man. Like, at her age and, with the kind of pedigree she has, should she actually be insecure? Like, oh my goodness, this ladies, Chioma, Iyabo, nah, they are not giving the season, honestly. Moving on, the next scene, we saw Laura, congratulations to her. She's going to be a mom. It was a bit emotional because, she was planning her wedding. She didn't get to walk down the aisle because the last time, that was I think 6 years ago, because she was pregnant then, and now again she's pregnant. I mean, it's kind of like a bittersweet kind of experience, but we are sure happy for our new mommy to be. Also, shout out to Tiana. Like, in this episode, we didn't see much of her, but she was preparing for her surgery. So Laura calls up Chioma via video call, telling her, you know what, it's time you guys bury the hatchet, you and Miriam. And then Chioma goes ahead to call up Tanya. So at the end of the day, Laura succeeded to ask Chioma to organize something like a getaway or a staycation or something like that. Chioma says she's not going to invite Miriam. Laura says she will invite Miriam by herself. Now, fast forward, Laura goes to pick up Miriam. Miriam looking good, but oh my goodness, can somebody tell Miriam to let her boobies breathe? During her confessionals, her boobies were not breathing. I mean, who they breathe for those boobies? Anyway, so they go to Salt Beach. Like, the way Chioma was making Salt Beach sound like, you would actually think is this whole, secluded, bougie. Nobody can enter, VIP only kind of thing, until we saw what the Salt Beach is. And I'm like, what is this? This is actually that beach that almost all ex-Big Brother Naija housemates used to come and do party during the weekends. Like, what's so exclusive about this beach? Like, what's so exclusive about the Salt Beach? They all go there. Anyway, so they are welcomed, there are coconuts and all of that. Now, it was time to assign rooms. Now, this is another thing I also picked on. Production in the last episode showed us where, Laura was like, Iyabo should share a room with Chioma, and Iyabo was like, oh, you and Faith are besties and all of that. Like, there was a mini altercation that happened there, but I'm surprised that it did not make it to today's episode. It was supposed to be today's episode, but they didn't put it there. Anyways, they went to their various rooms, Chioma and Iyabo. And I love one thing that Miriam said. Miriam said that Chioma is Iyabo's school daughter and Iyabo is Chioma's cool mother. She said it to their face. Like, that's one thing I like about Miriam. Whatever shit she says about you, she says it to your face. Like, in some cases. Anyways, they go to their different rooms. Laura has a conversation with Faith. Those ones are just, by the way. Let's get into the main action that happened. So, these ladies come out to the lounge or to the sitting area or to the living room, and first we see Chioma seated there. She is the host. Then she later was joined by Miriam, and then it was a bit awkward. The silence was deafening. Like, if you had a scissors, you could actually cut the silence, I'm telling you. So they sat there for a bit. Then, you could see that Miriam wanted to have a conversation with Chioma. And then Miriam goes ahead to start up a conversation. And she was like, oh, do you think you should have this conversation? And Chioma was like, oh, I'm listening. I'm like, girl, who do you think you are? Get off your high horse. Anyways, the conversation started. Miriam is explaining to her, and Chioma is, saying her own, and Miriam apologizes for that statement she made about her, not arguing with somebody that doesn't have a child, and telling her that's not how she meant it, that she also explained it to Iyabo. And Chioma was like, oh, why do you always have to bring Iyabo into this and all of that? And let me pause there a bit. Chioma called Dr. Rommel. Dr. Rommel is the joke of the season, right? Chioma called him and said, okay, you are invited. Like, he is the last person or the least person to be invited in at every event. Like, and the guy is there feeling so important. Oh, they are missing something. I'm like, nobody's missing Jack. Why do you feel so important? Like, you are an afterthought. Anyways, back to the main cast of the show. So, while they were having that conversation, Miriam and Chioma, in comes Iyabo, and the conversation was not really going anywhere because Chioma had refused to apologize to Miriam. Later on, Tanya came in, being her sneaky self. Then at some point, they needed Tanya's, input to the conversation because she was, there when they had that. It was actually at her event, her book reading, where the whole Chioma and Miriam altercation happened. And Miriam was like, you were there. Did you not see Chioma bucking up to me? And she was like, I cannot remember. Oh, I love what Miriam said in her confessionals. She said, okay, you will never remember. I've told you guys, and I'll say it again, Tanya does not have a storyline. She is a spineless person, and now she's being, a sneaky person. Like, if you're trying to be friends with anyone, you can't be friends with everybody now. Like, she just being shady and sneaky, acting all innocent, but doing cho behind people's back. Like, how can she not remember? Anyways, back and forth. Chioma says she's not apologizing. Miriam says, you know what? I take back my apology. I throw it in a bin, and that's that. Laura came in, and then later Faith joined them, carrying her own champagne and all of that. Then they started playing the game of truth and dare. Oh my goodness. We all know, from the first season that they played that game, it never ends well. They first asked Miriam if, she had offended somebody in the group, if she would apologize. She said she already did that to Chioma and all of that. Then they asked Iyabo to go hug her least, the person she least likes in the group. And Laura was like, well, I know it's me, so come give me a hug. And she goes ahead to hug Faith. I mean, why does Iyabo hate Faith so much? Oh, I think we've already answered that at the beginning of this video. Anyways, then it was whose turn? Faith's turn. I think Faith or Miriam or something. And Miriam was trying to talk about how she, the whole thing about she and Faith fighting, that she never really intended to fight Faith. She was defending Faith, blah, 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 because she knows that Faith will think this, Faith will think that, Faith will think that. And Faith was like, can you please stop? Can you please stop thinking for me? Can you please stop thoughting for me? I'm right here. You don't know what's going on in my mind. Right? And Faith started explaining herself. She grew up in the ghetto. Everything she learned, she, taught herself. She packaged herself. And Iyabo in her confessionals kind of felt like that was being fake. So in her own diary, in her own dictionary, if you came from the ghetto, you must know how to speak your native dialect. Anyways, the heat got turned up when there was an altercation or something conversation between Laura and Iyabo. Laura saying, oh, she knows that Iyabo doesn't like her and she has thrown away all the respect she had for Iyabo in the bin. Iyabo telling her the reason why you are defending Faith is because you want a clique of your own, you want a gang. And Laura was like, that's your thing. I don't do gangs. That's your thing. I don't do cliques. And she was like, yes, I have a clique, and I'm owning it with my food chest. And in her confessionals, Iyabo actually said with her own mouth that she's a bully. She said, if she doesn't like you, she can bully you. And I'm taken aback by that statement because how can you be an advocate of human rights on social media? How can you be coming out to fight for people, fight for justice, but you accept that you are a bully? So there was a whole back and forth, and before we could say Jack, Iyabo got all riled up because as she was insulting Laura was throwing it back at her, and Laura was like, you know what, shut up, sit down. And before we could say anything, Iyabo just flew across the room, trying to lunge at Laura. Miriam stood up. I don't even know what Miriam was trying to do. Faye stood up defending Laura like the defender of the universe. And that was how Iyabo, went sideways and Chioma came tumbling down. And that is what happened in slow-mo, as you can see. What a show. Now, this is the same Iyabo that was saying, oh, violence is not good, blah, 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 blah. So Chioma now, what would Chioma say? I thought she was like, oh, she can never roll with people that, go fiscal, when she was addressing her issues with Iyana. So what is she going to say now that her, school mother is now a Jet Li, a Jackie Chan? Oh my goodness. Anyways, next week promises to be even much more fun because, hey, Tanya gets put in her place. Yes, guys, Faith puts her in her place, calls her the puppet that she is. And for once, Miriam is having Faith's back, even though they are not friends. Yes, guys. So that is it for this episode of The Real Housewives of Lagos. Now, when this aired, there was a lot of bashing on Iyabo. People were like, Iyabo, what were you doing? What is that? So Laura expressed herself, about the whole issue, saying that bullying people is never ever good and all of that. Then this is Iyabo's response to all of this. And I'm going to read. She said, Laura, you're playing victim. Mobe, Abi no be the same Laura wey talk say she go slap one of her fellow housewives in season 1. Abi no be you almost turn Jackie Chan, come out wig and sleep and say she go beat person mama. Even talk say you fit take one hand beat another person pikin. Please, where was this same energy and write up in season 1? Oh, okay, you are now born again. I see. Laura, I put it to you that your sister is a real queen of bully. I guess I learned from her. Do you know how many times my kids have read a lot of rubbish that was written about me by your sister way back even before social media? Do you know how many lies your sister has bullied in real life through her media platforms? Where was this same write-up and energy then? You didn't know then that people's children will one day grow up and read all those rubbish, dragons and insults written about their parents. Do you know how many homes got destroyed through your sister? So it's now you know no one should be bullied. Even our queen of bully, your sister, is helping you post your rubbish on her page. Really? Senior queen bully, one that shall never end, sha, so the cages can one day play victim. Wahoo, it shocked me. Oh. It cages people who live in glass houses don't throw stones. So that was, what Iyabo put out on her page today. And I'm going to chip in some things, right? First of all, Laura is different from Linda. So if you have an issue with Linda, why will Laura be accountable for it? And number two, what happened with Laura, Caroline, Toyin in the first season? I know that's what she was making reference to, had nothing to do with bullying. Like, we never saw that in season one. All the bullying that happened to Caroline was coming from you again. So I don't know why Iyabo feels like, okay, this is the best way to clap back at this whole situation. And I think she actually knows that Nigerians are really not happy with her. That's why she locked her comment section on Instagram and she's been going on a blocking spree on Twitter. All I have to say, because right now I think I'm sounding like, a broken radio, calling her a mean girl in the season of The Real Housewives of Lagos. And those that are coming to say it's scripted, I do not think so, because if it was scripted, trust me, she wouldn't be putting this right up. She coming out to say in the last episode that, production was not favoring her. They were cutting out things. We saw production cut out a scene, but somehow the subtitles gave them away. Yes, I mean, first she's thinking that, okay, Faith is trying to snatch her man because of some things that's Dr. Remel said. Now she's coming at people like, you all know Iyabo has been having it out for Laura for a while now in the season. We all remember last episode where Laura was sitting right beside her and she and Choma were just, saying things about her and the fashion show that she had the first season. In conclusion, I can't wait for the next episode to air and I cannot wait for their reunion. I hope whoever is going to host it will go through each and every episode of the season so he can ask the questions that need to be asked and give us plenty answers and plenty drama. Yes, guys, what are your thoughts on this episode of The Real Housewives of Lagos? Let me know in the comment section. On that note, I'd like to say a very big thank you to you all for being part of my channel. If you have not yet subscribed, kindly click on the subscription button. Click on the notification bell to let you know whenever I post any new video. Until I come your way again, I remain your darling girl, Ezinne Williams.